All right, real quick, it's yours truly, Mr. Taliaferro. Before the video starts, it would mean the world to me if you follow me on Twitter, Instagram. That's how my business grows. At is Mr. Taliaferro on your screen right now. When you follow and subscribe to me, you become one of the Pharaohs. That's how I talk business, and that's how you support a young hustler out here getting it. All right, Mr. Taliaferro TV, how's everybody doing out there? There are a lot of people upset at the people who made this 2018 XXL freshman cover and the people who did not make this 2018 XXL freshman cover. So here's what I want to do. I want to split this up into two videos. I want to do one video, and I'm going to just pretty much go through every name that made the 2018 XXL freshman cover, and we're just going to say, I'm just going to tell you what I think about them making it, what I have put them on my cover. And then I'll do another video right after this one, and I'll tell you the guys and women that should have been on the cover. So that's what I'll do. I'll split it up into two videos, and we'll just rock out from there. Now, first off, I don't let this freshman cover get to me. I don't lose any sleep over it. It's not that serious to me. It's just a cover, but I'm not mad at XXL for doing it because, as you see, it gets people hyped, right? It's supposed to be who's next. Who's that freshman? Who's that young chipper on the block? Who's going to take over the game? Who are we projecting? And I'm talking about XXL when I say we. Who are we projecting as stars of the future? So this list, I want you to just kind of bear with me here. I'm going to split this up into three groups. I'm going to split it up in the first group is going to be people who for sure should have been on the cover. The second group will be people who I get why they're on the cover. And the third group of people will be people that I probably would have left off the cover if I were making it. So the first for sure name that should have been on the 2018 XXL freshman cover is Lil Pump. Lil Pump had the hits. Lil Pump has the relevancy. First and foremost, Gucci Gang was just not a song that was relevant on the internet. Ladies and gentlemen, that bad boy translated into urban. That was a top 10 urban record. Hell, I think that bad boy got the #1 on the urban charts, if I'm not mistaken. Lil Pump was relevant. I know a lot of people don't like the Lils. The 30, 40-year-older doesn't like the Lil Yachty, the Lil Pump. Most of them know the name Lil Pump. When they bring up the Lils, they say Lil Uzi Vert, Lil Yachty, and Lil Pump. That's relevancy. That's being talked about. That's being brought up in the conversation. I thought Lil Pump I think he's the best at kind of having the internet fans, but also having enough respect in the mainstream world to be very, very poppin'. All his music does great. He's a social media star. Now, I don't like some of the antics that he used to do back in the day to get on. Not my cup of tea. But, I mean, as of the last few months, he's been pretty quiet in that aspect. His social following grows at a crazy rate. He was in a beef with J. Cole. I mean, J. Cole threw a shot at him. Say what you want. J. Cole's a top 5 rapper in the world. And for him to give Lil Pump the time of the day and even do an interview with him, that is relevancy, ladies and gentlemen. That's hip hop. Funk Flex talks about Lil Pump from time to time being a guy who he doesn't respect his bars, but the fact that Funk Flex is talking about you, one of the biggest hip hop DJs ever, that's relevancy. That he means something to the culture for good or for bad. I've seen Lil Pump live a time or two. The shows, the fans love him. He's mastered that 15-year-old to 20-something-year-old demographic, and he also has some mainstream success. Gucci Gang was big. You can't deny Lil Pump. He's for sure the first person on that list that I would have called. They got it right with Lil Pump. The second person on that list, Block Boy JB out of Memphis, Tennessee. Congrats to him for showing out for my hometown and his hometown as well. You know, Block Boy is, first and foremost, he might have more of a case than Lil Pump from the standpoint of Block Boy has the biggest dance in the country. You can say what you want, but that shoe dance, that freaking Block Boy JB dance, it is probably the most done dance in America right now. You see it in, I mean, every music video you're seeing some variation of it. You're seeing it on television shows. That's the go-to dance when the act wants to try to do the cool dance that the youth is doing right now. I think I've seen Will Smith doing that dance. Superstars are doing Block Boy JB's dance. So just on sheer relevancy in the dance world alone, I think that would have made Block Boy JB a nice candidate for this list. Now to top off the dance, he had the audacity to be relevant musically. with the #1 urban record in Look Alive. That Look Alive record had the biggest artist in the world on it in Drizzy Drake. So not only do you have the dance, you have Drake who hopped on your record. First and foremost, anybody that can get a verse from Drake nowadays, you automatically got to put them in some realm, because Drake ain't just handing out verses to anyone right now. So you look at the Look Alive record, the success from it, the dance as well, kind of celebrating in that. The Rover record was big for Block Boy JB. I thought he deserved a spot on this cover. I thought there was a possibility he might decline to do the cover, but I'm happy that he did do it. I think it's going to be a great look for him going forward. His feature game is going through the roof right now. Yeah, Block Boy JB made a lot of sense. So those are the two guys for sure, Lil Pump and Block Boy JB. And if you look at why they're both two for sure candidates, in Lil Pump, I said J. Cole dissed him. In Block Boy JB, I said Drake did a song with him. You got two young rappers able to garnish the attention of two of the top 5 rappers notoriously in the world. So that's big time, and that's why you got to big them up and give those two credit as being the two for sures. YBN The Mirror. Listen, I don't think YBN The Mirror is the hottest musically out there. Like there are some artists you could have picked who are hotter than YBN The Mirror musically, but he did have a record or two. Rubbing Off the Paint was a big one for him, right? That was a huge record that did numbers for him. He had the Bouncing Out with that. He did that one with Cole Bennett. That was a big one for him. He had some records, man. He got the YouTube and the streaming numbers really well. He hit that the right way. So the kids pretty much carried him onto this cover, right? He's representing the youth, and he does a lot of stupid shit with it. Him and his dog, YBN Almighty J, who probably had an argument to be on the cover. I think YBN The Mirror, he had to be on it because of the relevancy with the youth. The youth carried him on this cover, and I get it. Again, this is the I get it category. I get why YBN The Mirror is on the cover. He has relevancy with that youth. Next on my list, Ski Mask the Slump God. Ski, I met him a few months ago. He gave me some drops, a quick little interview. He gave me everything that I needed him to do. Good guy in person. I think he was a little bit hotter towards the end of 2017 musically than he is right now. He could use a record or two. My guess, when they were curating this list, he was hotter then. Again, I've seen him live perform. His shows are great. He has captured, like YBN The Mirror, that age bracket of about 16, I'd say maybe a little younger than that, maybe 13, 14 years of age to about 22. He's firmly grasped that age, that demographic, and I believe the reasoning behind putting him on the cover, XXL is thinking his fan base, if we're projecting stars, if he has a lot of 13 to 14-year-old fans right now, we can kind of grow, right? He can kind of grow as an artist, and he's gonna have some years to grow up with him for the time being. His shows do great. He was involved in a very public beef that gave him a little notoriety as well. I think Ski Mask the Slump God, I get why he's on the cover as well. The notoriety with the youth, and he actually has some great live performances. I didn't know any of the music, but I'm watching this dude take his shoes off, throw his shoes in the crowd, jump in the crowd. The energy was there, and that kind of propelled him, like YBN The Mirror, on this cover. And the fifth person on the XXL freshman cover, who I get why they're on it, we're gonna go with Stefflon Don. Listen, she had the big record with French Montana that hurt me. I feel as if though that kind of propelled her from last year. She was kind of bubbling. The 16 Shots record was going in as well. She's got records out right now. This is probably as seasoned an artist that if you're over 25, you know. I'm sure most people don't know, like most people who listen to music who are over 25 don't know a lot of people on this list, but you probably know Stefflon Don. She's been around, she's made her waves, and she's finally getting her moment on this XXL freshman cover. They got a record with Neo that I liked a couple months ago. Listen, they needed a woman, and she's probably the top choice for it. Now, I would have seen if Cash Doll want to do it. A lot of times we don't know the politics behind the scenes. Do artists decline to do the cover if they think they're too big, they think their brand's too crazy, they feel disrespected that you didn't ask them to do it years past? We don't know the politics. I thought Stefflon Don was the right choice. They try to do one woman on the cover every year, and Stefflon Don was the pick this year, and I'm fine with that. My last person, and he was on the cusp of not being I get why they're on the list. Trippie Redd, man, I met Trippie Redd in person. Y'all know I did an interview with Trippie Redd a couple months ago. I like him. Now, he's in some legal issues right now, and he's had some legal issues in the past. And I do know Tekashi 6ix9ine was left off this list for some of his legal issues, and I think NBA YoungBoy the same way. I'll just say this. The Dark Knight demo with Travis Scott was cool, but I do feel as if, though, Trippie Redd musically was hotter maybe 7-8 months ago than he is now. Again, salute to Trippie Redd. He's got a great, crazy fan base. A lot of the youth, like a lot of these guys on the list. I don't think he's as popping musically as he once was. Hopefully he can get it back. I thought he was a little bit more popping musically, probably November of last year than what he is now. Also, he's dealing with, again, legal issues. Could have very well, if they shot this cover maybe a month later, could have very well been left off the list. As a matter of fact, with the stuff he's got going on now, he would have been left off this list. If they shot the cover today, he'd be left off. So those are the artists that I get why they made it. So let's go to the 3 artists who I didn't get why they made the cover at all, and I would have opted to give those names to other people if this were me picking the cover. First off, and I know I'm gonna get some pushback from this, Smokepurpp. I just don't think he's relevant musically the way I would have liked him to be. I know when he gets with Cole Bennett, he gets some good visuals and he does a lot of views. I could be wrong about this. I just don't see the musical impact there. I think his claim to fame was getting dissed by J. Cole. That's just my opinion. But his diss didn't go over as well like Lil Pump's did. People don't really know that J. Cole took a shot at Smokepurpp. It happened. He thought he had a record with Cole. He was in the studio with Cole. He thought he was going to be on the album. Cole opted to not put him on the album. It was kind of a diss. Smokepurpp, though, musically, maybe next year. I would have put him on it maybe next year. I don't think he's relevant enough musically to be on this cover right now. I would have opted to not put him on it. Next person. Is it Wi-Fi's funeral or whatever the hell? Wi-Fi's funeral. To me, XXL freshman cover has to be about relevancy. And if we're questioning it, who you are at this point in the game, I just don't know if I can project you to be a star. Relevancy has to matter on this cover, and for Wi-Fi, I don't think it is. It's just not relevant enough to me. Y'all talk to me, come about below if y'all think differently. I would not put him on the cover. Last but not least, JID. Now, unless I'm missing something on this artist, JID, who's from Atlanta, right? Music relevancy, man. I'm not saying he doesn't make good music, but if we're projecting stars, the point of this game is to project stars. I don't see how you could project a star in JID. Salute to him. But if you live in Atlanta and they say he lives in Atlanta, he's from Atlanta, and your music ain't getting over in Atlanta, where as hot as Atlanta is right now, I don't know what to tell you. You should have records. There are thousands of artists who got records on the radio in Atlanta, right? Like right now, well, not thousands, but there are a lot of artists that can get radio play in Atlanta right now. And for this guy, to the best of my knowledge, not get radio play, I'm not saying he ain't dope, but XXL, the point of what they're trying to do is project stars. And I don't know if that guy is going to be a star. He might still be making dope music, but will he be around? And I don't know anything about JID. Salute to him. Congratulations, of course. I don't know anything about him. And that's unacceptable to be on a cover, and no one knows anything about you. I would need to know XXL's reasoning for putting him on the cover over people like Lil Baby. Now, I'm not going to go too far in who I have on my cover or who I thought got snubbed. I'll do that in another video. I did want to comment on Lil Skies real quick. Lil Skies did make the cover as well. He was the fan vote. He opted not to do the cover. So that's the rundown on the guys that made the 2018 XXL freshman cover and my opinions on all these people. If you want more, including the part 2 to this video, where we're going to pretty much discuss who I believe got snubbed on XXL's freshman cover, you just got to follow me on my platform, and then we'll give it up to you. Thank y'all for the time. Let's play. I don't take it for granted. Salute. What y'all think about this list? Y'all talk to me. I'm out.
I want to salute you, homie, for building your own thing and doing your own thing, creating your own platform, your own website.
I got one life to live out my dreams, and I'm giving this thing all I got. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I represent the culture.
Right now, you're turning up on MrTaliaferro.com, shawty. Yeah.